So black, I'm so black, I'm so beautiful, something special I think that you should know. I'm so beautiful, brown. Dear family, it's your cousin P. Man, I got some great news and some more great news. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been going through hell, which means that I've been working hard. I've been dedicated. I've been committed. It's been stressful. Nevertheless, faith is dead without works, man. And now, with all the work that I've put in, I got great news. Cousin P is launching a new podcast. A new podcast, man, that's going to be on Apple TV and social media platforms. Apple TV and social media platforms. I'm not going to give you the name of it, but me and my cousin Haas the boss have linked up and it's finna go down. It's finna go down, man. I might as well give it to you, man. The podcast is titled, You Can't Keep It Real With Everybody Because Everybody Ain't Real. Let's talk about it. You can't keep it real with everybody because everybody ain't real. We gonna talk about it. We in the process of within the next week looking for a building where we can set up the podcast, we can set up the studio, and also I'm gonna be launching my first SBSB storefront. It's gonna be all wrapped in one, man. Shout out to Mr. Fab, man. He doing his thing. Shout out to Zoda Roaster. They doing their thing, man. Shout out to Jay Stalin, man. All them family members gave me the idea. I could wrap 3 into 1. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have the studio gonna be in effect. We gonna have the podcast show, and we gonna have the So Black and So Beautiful and So Brown and So Beautiful apparel line, all in one in the store. Y'all stay tuned, man. For those that have been DMing me about driver's position for my trucking company. Yes, I am looking for drivers for my trucker company. However, I'm strictly about my business. I'm enforcing everything. Nothing personal is business. You know, it's a lot of money involved. So, you know, and these fines in the trucking business are football numbers. You heard me? These fines in the trucking business are football numbers, man. My driver got pulled over at the scales maybe about a week ago in Oregon, and his credentials wasn't right, which I did not check. And they was going to fine my company $25,000. I said, goddamn, this baseball numbers, man. These baseball and football fines. But they gave me a pass because I'm a new company. And so everything got to be straight if you want to drive for SBSB Transportation LLC. You got to give me your SR22. Your license got to be up to par. You know, you got to take a drug test, man, because right now it's mandated that all truck drivers take these tests. So if you smoking weed or you doing any of that, it's gonna be in your system 30 days, man. You can't apply, man. You have to weed the weed out your system and then apply, because I have to drug test you and send it in to the federal government. It ain't my policy, man. I just gotta abide by it because I'm a grown man, and I gotta do grown business. Nevertheless, man, if you're a good driver and all your things is up to par, continue to DM me, man. I'm looking for more drivers. I'm getting ready to buy a few more trucks. So that's what I have with that. Now, Fall of America album numbers are in. Fall of America numbers are in. I was able to download as of, what is it, January, February, March, April, May, June. My numbers came in June the 3rd for Fall of America album. The album been out 6 months. It didn't do good as So Black and So Beautiful album within the first 2 quarters. 6 months is considered 2 quarters. The exact number on the download for the Fall of America album was 19,070 downloads. 19,070 downloads. When I had the So Black and So Beautiful album downloaded at nearly 93,000 downloads its first 6 months. So the numbers are low on Fall of America album, although that album is pretty much nice. But stay tuned, dear family. I got a marketing team coming on the scene to rock with your Cousin P, and it's gonna be live. I'm dropping at noon time. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm dropping the new video, After Party. The single off the Fall of America album, the After Party. I hope you can hear me. I'm definitely dropping that single, so y'all stay tuned to that single. Now, I'm gonna do a podcast. What else I got going? Well, I want you to share, like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I got new things coming out. I got a new podcast coming out on Apple TV starring Haas the Boss and Cousin P. You can't keep it real with everybody because everybody ain't real. That's for the hit social media platform strong. I got the single coming out, After Party. That's going to be dope. Y'all share that to y'all page. I want to thank everybody who came out to the listening party and appreciated the album and the function. What else? I just told you and explained to you, if you're DMing me for a driver's job, you got to have all your credentials together. I got my credentials together, so you got to match. You got to match that. You got to have your license, got to be up to par. You got to make sure you can pass the drug test, and hopefully you have some experience on delivering and driving. Now, what else I got going on? Fall of America, man. Fall of America. Go download that album on all social media platforms, man. Fall of America. Now, tonight's podcast, and I'm going to give you a little dose of it now. This is podcast. This is Cousin P's personal podcast. I'm doing a whole new podcast with my cousin, but that's going to be on Apple TV. So you'll be able to check that out. We just getting all the logistics together for that podcast. Now, I put out a picture of me, and at the end of that picture it said, usefulness determines your value. Usefulness determines your value. What does usefulness mean? When you're useful, you're an asset. When you're useless, you're a liability. Usefulness determines your value. When you have a mindset, when you have a set skill that you could bring to anybody's table to enhance the situation, you're useful. Whether that be that you have mastered humility, you may have mastered how to articulate yourself, things that you have mastered. And when you master a thing, that means that you have stepped in your purpose and it's natural to you. But when you are able to bring substance or tangibles to the table that are useful, it determines your value and your worth. This is why we constantly have to be evolving in life. It's because we have so much in us, and once we learn thyself, you will really know who God is. Ye all gods in the midst of the Most High God. Everything in life is a trial. But the trial is to lead you to a greater understanding, that you may step into a greater purpose, and you may deliver to the people what God has for you to deliver to them. Usefulness determines your value. If one is not associating himself with you, there are several things taking place. One is you can't coexist together because the interests are. You're not. Number two is in the word relationship, you have the word relate. You're not relatable to one another. You have different views. Lastly, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches about joining with like-minded people. Like-minded people. It was on pause. I don't know what happened. Like-minded people. You have to coexist with like-minded people. Meaning that you on the same page. Meaning that you could coexist with that individual because they're not selfish. They're not irresponsible. They're committed to growth and happiness. They're committed to making a difference. That's like-minded people. So with that said, dear family, usefulness determines your value. You have to be more than just talk. You have to be more than just emotional. You have to be more than just money. You have to have some values that people can appreciate you as an individual. Your principles, your conduct, your characters, that's value. Usefulness determines your value. When a person has great character, they could be trusted. When a person is governed by principles, they could be trusted. Not only can they be trusted, but they also can be appreciated. So understand, dear family, this is just a little glimpse of what we're going to do tonight. Usefulness determines your value. Get out of your mind and living in your head, thinking you something that you're not. Because if you want to learn a lot about yourself, ask the people around you. If you able to accept constructive criticism, ask the people around you how they, because If an individual always wants to be around you, that's because you're valuable or you bring some type of tangibles to the table. Now, there are users out there. There's nothing wrong with a user. I'm going to say that again, dear family. CousinP, where you going? There's nothing wrong with a user. We all use each other in some form, some fashion to advance or to fulfill a certain energy. The problem becomes when the person starts to misuse you, taking advantage of you, not reciprocating the same love or energy. That's misusing that's misusing a person. So let's understand the difference. We're going to use each other. We're living in a time where truth has to be the foundation on which you stand. A lot of people disagree with my truth, and they find flaw, and some are angry with me because of my truth. Some people want certain things from me that I'm unable to give. And because I'm unable to give that, I stand on my truth and I speak it to them. And they have a problem with that. But at the end of the day, I want to tell all the dear families, sooner than later, you will value my character. Sooner than later, you will value my morals. Sooner than later, you will value my conduct and my character, and you will know that the person before you was a good person. He grew into something that you have not yet witnessed. So instead of misleading, the man speak truth. Because it's easy to mislead. It's easy to lead in the wrong direction, but hard to lead in the right. So, women out there, to my sisters out there, to my brothers out there, accept truth as God blessing you with an individual in your midst that you could appreciate. Some people take truth and get mad about it, and it's only because of you like to be pacified. You like temporary feeling. You like instant gratification. You want it now. But in the long run, if the person doesn't speak the truth to you, you will soon find out they were or she was a lie, and then you will be resentful. But you're so conditioned to accept half truth and want a lie opposed to the truth because of the way we have been reared in our communities and all. We've been lied to so much that shit tastes good. Nevertheless, usefulness determines your value. Some people, if you don't know, it's good. You take time to open eyes. Usefulness determines your value. See, a lot of women don't know what value is. And a lot of women don't know what valuable is. Those are two different meanings. Remember, this podcast is titled Usefulness Determines Your Value. But once you find value, you have to become valuable. My guy's calling me, man. He doing these these flyers for me. Usefulness determines your value. Once, where I was at before he called me. Women think value, you are caking up foundation on your face, thinking that's giving you value. You are putting these eyelashes on that's long as a horse ass, thinking that's value. You are going to go get operations to get titties, thinking that's value. Butts, thinking that's value. That's instant gratification foolishness. Man don't give a damn about the looks. Well, they play a part, but that's instant gratification. What do you bring to the table to sustain once you take off your eyelashes, once you take your hair out, once you take your butt off, once you take all these things that's you have connected to your body that you could disconnect from your body? What do you have to offer? You have to have something more than that. That's not value. See, it starts with how pure your heart is, how lovable your heart is, how much peace you bring to the man. He falls in love with peace. Non-argumentative, always understanding. You know, humble but assertive. Man don't want no weak women. That's value. So understanding the difference is what we're going to talk about tonight. Y'all stay tuned. Usefulness determines your value. And brothers, because you got a car with some music in it, and you go buy all these high-priced clothes, that's not value, and think you look fly in front of the woman, that's not value, man. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, there's never no bad women, there's bad men who produce bad women. But women have been afflicted by so many terrible men where they take that anger, that animosity, that those morals and those bad habits into other relationships and typically destroy them, not knowing how to handle certain things because they have become accustomed to how they were raised or how they were in their previous relationship. We're going to get on that shortly, man. I got to make a phone call. Matter of fact, I can't make a phone call on my other dang phone because I want to keep this podcast going. Usefulness determines your value, dear family. Let's put this right here. We're going to keep it going, man. I'm getting these album covers ready. And I just got a call from my guy who's doing my album covers, man. And let's see. Oh shit. Oh, let me see. Usefulness determines your value. Hold on, let me see if I get Benny on the phone. Family member.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? Hold on, let me try to get these earplugs in. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, can you hear me? You there? Hold on my phone, I'm calling you from this other phone. This Cousin P, this is my other line. Hold on 1 second, my phone ain't doing too bright. Give me 1 second. Say what you were saying. Oh, okay, okay. All right, I'll be at my destination about 15 minutes. I'll give you a call because I'm driving. Okay, that's a bet. All right. I'm sorry, say that again.